I cannot remember the last time I've been live. I think it's been like
I'm glad you started though. It's good for you.
it's 7 months. It's been like 7 months. Good morning, y'all. Happy Saturday. Well, it's morning on the West Coast. Oh, it's morning on the East Coast too. Yeah, it's been like 7 months since I've been live, y'all. That's crazy. I just left y'all hanging. I had a baby. That's a really good excuse to not go live for a long time. I'm trying to open up the live, y'all, so I could watch it. Or I could try to keep up with comments. But good morning. Um, I did my nails, did my toes yesterday. I did my nails last night. Um, I'm gonna do this hand for you guys on live. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm just trying to get my life back together. I had my baby on not New Year's Eve. I had my baby on Christmas Eve. I have a Christmas Eve baby. As much as I be talking mess about people who have babies on Christmas or have birthdays on Christmas, I talk a lot of mess. I'm gonna be using tips. Can y'all see the tips? I'm gonna be using tips today. I just got those from Amazon. Oh yeah, and I moved, y'all. I don't live in LA no more. But I still have my studio in LA. I still have my nail studio in LA. And I left like all my nail stuff because I was trying to hurry up and move before I had the baby. So I moved 6 hours away and I left all my nail stuff 6 hours away. And then I went and picked some up. I went back to go get some stuff, but I didn't get everything I needed. So I just been ordering stuff from Amazon in the meantime. But these are some extra long nail tips from Amazon. And I tried them out this morning and they're cool. I'm gonna show you how to stick them on though, because the reviews on Amazon say like everybody's having a difficult time sticking them on. So I just stick them on like I do the practice hand. It's easy. I just dip it in the monomer. So yeah. So anyway, let's get started. But good morning. Check in. Let me know where you're watching from. We're in Sacramento. I live all the way in Sacramento now, y'all. Um, but I'm not gonna do nails out here. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna be a Sacramento nail tech. I thought I was gonna do it. I'm not. I think I'm just gonna be sitting here doing my own nails, enjoying my new baby. My new baby yells at me a lot, all day, all night. Okay, so I'm not gonna clip my natural nails down. I'm just gonna go in because I plan on doing my nails a lot, so I'm just gonna be doing whatever. So stay tuned. This is a fine sanding band. And I just took my nails off like maybe like 2 days ago. I did them about 2 weeks before the baby came. So I did them towards the beginning, middle of December. Because I thought I was in labor. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go into labor. And then I don't have any nails on. And so I did my nails like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I ended up not being in real labor. And that went on for weeks, y'all. It was bad. So I evicted her. Oh my God, if y'all hear the baby start yelling, I don't know. She with her dad, so. She gonna be making sound effects and stuff. But I fed her before I started. Y'all remember when I first started going live and Ocean used to be on my boob while I be live? This is round 2, y'all. So I did a no-no, right? And I snatched my nails off. I popped them off with a nail tip. I know, please don't judge me. I popped them off with a nail tip. I did not soak them off. So I damaged them when I was removing them. I don't even know why. I think I just didn't feel like sitting down and doing a soak off. And y'all know how I am. I do not advocate for people just snapping or popping their nails off. But the set was like old and it needed maintenance and it was kind of lifting anyway. And so I just took advantage, and please don't do that. So my nails are already damaged. I'm not going to do further damage to them. That's why I'm using a fine sanding band. But I do have to do a little bit more buffing than normal because the layers are all rigged and stuff because me popping them off. Oh, thank you on the congratulations. Yeah, y'all, I got knocked up again. Shut up. I'm being trolled, y'all. Anyway, so I'm gonna use the same tip glue that I always use, which is KDS tip glue, which you can find on Amazon. And then these new nail tips that I found as well. So if you're having a hard time getting your tips to stick on, what I've been doing is I've been applying. You don't want to apply a lot of glue because you can burn yourself. So just like a decent amount of glue, and then I'm going to dip the seam into some monomer, kind of let it dry a little bit, and then stick it onto the glue. And if you're using tips, you might want to cut the natural tip down, the natural nail, the free edge down. But I'm not doing that because I'm pretty sure I want to pop these nails off and do another set later. All right, so stuck on there. You guys know I don't do a lot of like cutting and shaping and filing my tips beforehand. I really just kind of go in and do the acrylic because you're gonna be doing all the shaping and all that stuff anyway. So it's like, for me, I don't feel like there's any point in doing it over and over and over again. Like, you could do it one time and that time is at the end. Or I don't know, we were taught to shape our tips and all that stuff in school, and I get that, but I don't think it's necessary if you're going to be doing shaping and stuff later anyway. So I'm just going to dip the tip into some monomer and then place it on top of that glue. Hold it for a second, and then it should be secure enough to go on to the next one. But I do like to fill in the seam with a little bit more tip glue just for some extra security, and you can always go underneath. Look, she about to start screaming. Here she goes. Okay, so I'm dipping the tip into monomer because, okay, I read in the reviews, and like 90% of the reviews, people are having a hard time sticking them on. And I honestly didn't try for myself, but because my natural nails are so long, I'm going to have a hard time sticking them on anyway. So I'm using monomer to kind of melt the tip just a tiny bit and help it adhere to the glue better. But you don't have to do that if you're not having any issues with getting the tips to stick on. So I wasn't having any issues, but because I read all the reviews and the reviews were saying they were having issues, I was like, well, I'm just not going to have issues. I'm just going to dip it in monomer. So maybe the tips do stick on well, and I should have tried for myself first, but I didn't. So I'm dipping the seam into some monomer first. It melts the tip just a little bit, and it kind of makes it a little gummy, and then it makes it easier for it to stick onto the nail. And this is a tip that I learned from actually my students when they have a difficult time using the practice hand. They were like, dip the tip into some monomer and then glue it on. And I never tried it, but I always like kept the gym like in the back of my head type deal. So it's not like anything that I made up or anything. It's already a little trick floating around the nail world. But good morning. Happy Saturday. What y'all doing? What y'all been doing this week? Nothing. Just getting used to the year. Last year I feel like January lasted like 15 weeks. This year it's like January's already over. So I'm gonna tap the neck of the glue bottle, and that helps all the glue go back down so it doesn't get stuck up here and dry out, and then you gotta recut it. So I'm just tapping it, let all the product go to the bottom. All right, y'all, I'm gonna leave them this long. No, I'm not. I got a newborn. But if I didn't have a newborn, I would 100% leave them this long. But this morning, she had a blowout right after I finished this hand, and I was like, oh, how am I gonna pick her up? But you know me. You know how I do. I just picked her up. Okay, so these are nice and dry, and I'm gonna cut them about like halfway down because I still want them to be long. Y'all know I'm still me. Like, I know I got all these kids, but I still like my nails long. Oh my goodness. Y'all, she has so many sound effects. This is my first time. This is my first baby. I had a home birth, by the way. And this is my first baby that came out crying. So, like, my first two are water births. My third is a water birth. But she actually came out crying. Like, my other two, they were just quiet. They were looking all around, just being nosy. But this one, she came out hollering, like, And she ain't been quiet since, y'all. But it's all good. This is just my loud one. I honestly think my son was like much louder, but his daddy swear that's not the case. He swears that this is the loud baby, but I don't think so. I think our son was the loud one, but yeah, she came out. She came out loud, being loud. She been yelling at me ever since. We call her Screech. Big Capricorn energy. She real bossy. So I don't know like why God think I'm so special, but both of my daughters are Capricorns, which I think is cool because I like Capricorns. And then my son is an Aries like me, and you know, we be beefing all the time. Oh, speak of the devil, he shout up here. There go my son. All right, so clip my tips. They're too short. These are too short. What am I doing? But whatever. I'm gonna leave them alone. Good morning, son. Good morning. So I'm not gonna do the shaping and stuff of the tips like I said earlier. I'm not doing all of that. I'll do all that shaping and stuff at the end. If you want a coffin shape, clip the sides. Just the tip though. Don't clip the entire nail. Just clip, bless you, just clip up here. So I'm gonna start with clear. And I guess I'll do one nail at a time for you guys. I'm using the Me-Tones collection. I don't know which color this is, y'all. I'm sorry. But this is the nude that I'm going to use from the Me-Tones. And then I'm going to use this white. I think it's called Mixed Secret because it glows purple. And then I'm going to take out my towel that I was using earlier for my acrylic application, because y'all know I don't use napkins or paper towels. I use regular towels and then I just throw them away. So this is the towel that I was using earlier, and so I'm just gonna fold it, get to a clean part, go on with some primer. So of course I'm using all C-Tones products, y'all, but like in case y'all missed the memo, I separated from C-Tones back in March, and I made the announcement, the official announcement, in June. So I do not have any ties to C-Tones anymore, y'all. So if y'all have any questions about what's going on with C-Tones, I suggest emailing them, because I still run the page because it's my page and Facebook won't let me change the name. But yeah, so I am not affiliated with C-Tones, but for those of y'all who missed the memo, I'm still using all of C-Tones products. Why? Because I literally made 90% of this stuff by hand. All the acrylic colors I literally made by hand. So I still stand by the products, and it's still my family that owns the business. I'm just no longer affiliated. So no bad blood or anything like that. It's just, yeah, Mickey Nails and C-Tones are like no longer a couple. But if y'all want to know what I'm using, 9 times out of 10, I got it from C-Tones. However, some of my new stuff I've been getting from Amazon since I'm in Sacramento now and I'm just ordering stuff. So if it's not from C-Tones, I promise to tell you guys. But if it is, I probably won't say nothing, and then you guys gotta put 2 and 2 together. But anyway, I'm using a number 14 brush, and I'm gonna be like switching, alternating, because just in case my brush gets dirty or whatever. I'm gonna start off with some clear, and I'm gonna fill in the seam between the natural nail and the tip. And then I'm gonna go in with this white. I should be using a bigger brush because I'm picking up bigger beads. I'm gonna be doing an ombre, just a traditional baby boomer or French ombre. So I'm gonna bring this out as far as I can. And I'm gonna go in with this kind of peach cover powder. I'm gonna start in the cuticle area. I'm not gonna do my blending just yet. Just gonna fill in the cuticle area and then I'll do my blend. I'll finish off with my blends. So just picking up small beads just for more control. Now I'm gonna blend out that nude. Small beads, like I said, for more control. And then once I'm satisfied with the blend, I'm gonna go in and add clear to encapsulate the ombre and just build up the apex and the bulk of the nail. See, I told y'all she be screeching. So I'm gonna do all the filing and stuff like I said afterwards. Oh my goodness. So again, I'm gonna start with clear at the seam, and that also starts up like the apex. And it's a really small bead. Told y'all, she just be yelling. And I fed her before I went live, so she just wants to be held. Okay, I said I was gonna do one nail at a time for y'all. I lied. I'm about to do all the way right now, and then I'm gonna go back, do the nude, encapsulate, and then start filing for you guys. Unless that baby start like really screaming and hollering, then I gotta cut the live short. Sorry, y'all. And then if my brush gets too dirty, I'm gonna let it sit in the monomer to soften up the product, and then I'm gonna go. What's wrong? What's wrong with her? She not hungry, but okay. Okay. No, melt a new one. Son, can you open the patio door for mommy, please? Thank you. It does, yeah. It doesn't have to be too hot. You good? You got it? You gotta unlock it, buddy. Did you unlock it? Bet you that help. Thank you. I'll go back in on this nail, well, on the other two, and kind of make that white a little more opaque. Sorry, y'all, there's construction going on outside, but it's hot in here and it smells like nail stuff. So I'm gonna go back in with the nude. I'll start in the cuticle area. Small beads for control. And this is a size 14 brush. Hmm? Mm-hmm. What's wrong? Want me to just feed her? Want me to just feed her? Oh, you look forward to it? Because you don't want to need me. You don't want to need me for boob. Never. Thank you for sharing, Ashley. I appreciate you. Okay, so my favorite size brush is a 16 or bigger. But that's because I work with bigger beads, and most of my clients, well, back when I had clients, because I just moved, but most of my clients have long nails. So and then I always have long nails, so I like to pick up bigger beads. So I like to use a size 16 or bigger, but this number 14 has been my favorite brush for like the last, has it been 3 years since C-Tones got this brush? 3 years, almost 3 years. But this has been my favorite brush, this size 14. It's been my baby. So this is the brush that I prefer to use, but like my brushes that are on standby are a size 18 and a 16. So those are my favorite brushes to use. I don't like to use anything smaller than a 14 because, like I said, I like to pick up bigger beads. And I do feel like smaller brushes make the process take longer. Oh, shoot, y'all. I had a glitch. I don't know why I picked up a white bead just now. But I do like the number 14 brush because it's super versatile. So if I want to pick up a big bead, I can. And if I want to pick up something small, like these beads, I also can do that. So I like a brush that I could kind of do a lot with. But it's honestly, it's just preference. Like I've seen people work super fast with a size 14, and I've seen people work super slow with a 20. So it's definitely preference. It's about what you like to have in your hand, how you like to hold your brush, how much product you use. Because I have a bigger brush, I often use a lot more liquid. So that's like the trade-off. But if I'm going faster, that means that I could take in more clients, which means that I can afford more liquid. So it's like it's a lot that goes into it. It's definitely preference. One brush is not better than the other. It's just how you choose to use it. Okay, I will show you guys when I do my feet the next time. I did my feet this morning, y'all. My feet were or yesterday, my feet were so bad. Like, the last time I did my pedicure was when I was September. So I had the baby December. I was like 7 months pregnant, 6 months pregnant. I don't know, y'all, but I could not breathe. I was like, oh, this is going to be my last pedicure for a long time. And then, daddies be like, can you please do your toes? So I decided to stop walking around like that. Because, y'all, it was so bad. But I did record the process. So stay tuned for that video because it's so embarrassing. But the reason why I'm not embarrassed is because I was pregnant. So I feel like that's my excuse to be walking around with toes looking like that. And it's not like I've been leaving the house, so it's not like anybody saw my toes looking like that, other than my family, and I'm pretty sure like they were like really embarrassed. So yeah, it was a really bad sight. It was terrible. But the next time, and my toes look like this. I did a French ombre on my toes. not with acrylic. I actually use gel. What's wrong? First off. But anyway, so yeah, so I will make sure I show you guys the next time I do my toes. So my toes match my nails right now, which is cool. So I'm gonna go in with my clear and I'm going to encapsulate. I like to use bigger beads because ain't nobody got time for all that. I like to use a bigger bead and I like for it to be wet because I kind of just paint it over. So I like to encapsulate the blend first, which is also the apex area. So kind of get that over with first and then just blend the rest of it out. And then go back in with a smaller bead and encapsulate the cuticle area. Wet bead so I could just blend it out after I set it where I need it to be. Hi, girl. Just kidding. I can't even talk to her. See? Tell me she came out yelling at me. That's all she do is yell at me. She yell at her daddy more, but she yell at me too. Alright, so I'm going to set my brush over here in the monomer so it can soak and loosen up any product that's in there. I'm going to close up my other colors so that when I start filing, I don't get any stuff in my product. This is the Me Tones collection. It's 5 different like browns and pinks. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm no longer a C-Tones ambassador, so I really don't have to know any of this stuff. So here we are, and I'm going to start filing. And this is the 80 grit hand file I was using from Carlash earlier. That's from Amazon. Those are my favorite files because I like an 80 grit, but you can get away with the 100 grit, 180 grit, whatever you're most comfortable with. I just like a more coarse grit because it's faster. And then I'm gonna start off with an extra coarse sanding band. Oh, y'all, I forgot to share the live. Who does that? I always share my own live, but I guess today I decided to be a weirdo and not do that. But give me a second. I'm going to share it because I need to. I always tell people share your own content because you can't rely on other people to do it for you. But thank you for all of you guys who share my content. I love you guys. I totally need you guys. But if you don't share your own content and it doesn't reach a lot of people, that's your fault. So I'm going to share right now. All right. So this is how I start my shaping process. Just to make it go by faster, you can just use the regular hand file to do this, but this to me makes the process go by faster. So I do the sidewalls first and then I go over the top. Just start getting rid of any excess product. If you want to taper the nails more, start by tapering the very tip. So I'm doing like this plain kind of design, nothing special, because I'll probably end up doing like a chrome or like some 3D art or something on top later on. But I've been walking around with no nails on for like almost a week, but it's like unacceptable. So I gotta put something on, and I've just been waiting on all my Amazon stuff to come. So I ordered like some gel polish. I think I got like almost 40 gel polishes off Amazon. Just some random ones with good reviews, and some forms because I don't have a lot of forms right now. I wanted to try some new ones out. some forms. I got some chrome, different top coats, of course. What else did I get? Oh, I got some tip glue because I left, like, I literally had 100 tip glue and I left it in my LA studio. So there's tip glue galore at the studio, but, you know, I don't live in LA anymore, so it's just going to sit there until the next time I go out there. But I did bring, like, a bunch of foils and foil gel, and I didn't bring a lot of C-tone colors, but I did bring, like 20 maybe, so just so I would have like a variety. What else? Oh, my baby is hollering. She don't want that bottle from her daddy. I told him, y'all heard me tell him. I said, you want me to just feed her? And he was like, oh, I got it. I'm just gonna throw out some breast milk. And now she in there screaming bloody murder at him. Like, this is not a breast, bro. So again, this is an 80 grit hand file. So I'm gonna go in, taper the sides. Oh, my e-file is Coupa. I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's just starting out, because it's like, I think it's like, it's around $400. I don't know. I got it a couple years ago. When a couple years before that, it was always $400. So it might still be $400, but I wouldn't recommend spending that much when you're just starting out. Like, I would recommend maybe getting like a less expensive one off of Amazon or something. That way you can kind of like practice and get a feel for it and like understand it. But if you want to spend the $400, like, go ahead and spend the $400. It's not that big of a deal. But I wouldn't recommend it on this specific e-file because it's not gonna last you. It's only gonna last you so many years. Like, it's not one of those e-files that's gonna like last you like 15 years. Like, I have an e-file that has lasted me over 12 years. And it's heavy duty and it's never needed any maintenance, and it's like my baby, and it doesn't it never steers me wrong. But that one was $300, and I got that when I was still in nail school. So it's definitely like up to you and your price range. But there are inexpensive e-files, there are portable ones, handheld ones, battery operated ones that really don't cost this much. But I wouldn't recommend. I like this e-file, I'm not gonna lie, but I just wouldn't recommend it because it's one of those e-files that it's gonna need to be serviced after so long, or the handpiece is gonna go out after so long. It's not one of those e-files that's gonna be like your lifelong buddy. You're going to have to replace it, and I feel like for the price that it costs, like, you shouldn't ever have to replace it. But that's just me. So if you're gonna spend that kind of money on an e-file, it should be one that's like, it should be all reliable. Because I definitely turned it on yesterday and I thought it didn't work. And I was like, oh, well, I got my 2 years out of it. But it shouldn't be that way. Honestly, I don't really have an e-file that I like swear by, but I would just say be mindful, like when you're purchasing an e-file. Like if you're gonna get one, make sure it has really good reviews. Um, like there are popular ones, like the one I have right now. It's a popular one, but it doesn't have the best reviews. And I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't recommend it. But that's just me personally, because I used to be a traveling tech, so it definitely came in handy. And it still comes in handy now, but like I know that my days are numbered with it. Like I'm not gonna have it for that long, and I feel like if that were the case, then it should be a lot less expensive. But that's just me. But I would definitely just say do your due diligence when shopping for an e-file. Like your budget is important. Your budget plays a part. How often you use it is going to play a part. If you're not doing a lot of e-filing all the time, there are some nail techs that don't use the e-file at all. So shout out to y'all, because you guys are y'all strong. But there are some people who don't use the e-file at all. So it wouldn't make sense to buy a $300-$400 e-file because you don't use the e-file that much, or if you're not that familiar with it, you don't want to, spend so much money on an e-file. But you can definitely find an e-file from a popular company for like $100, $150, and you may not care about longevity. You may not care. Since COVID, I'm not gonna lie, like this is one of those times I've never seen so many nail techs stop being nail techs. Like I'm kind of there too, but not. But just because I've moved so far away and I've just had another baby, so for me, like I'm not gonna. And then, I'm in Sacramento, and like I said, I don't want to be a Sacramento nail tech. I don't want to start doing nails out here. I'll probably still teach classes, and I'll go back to my LA studio like every other month, every few months or whatever, and maybe like teach a group class and then come back home to Sac or whatever. Because I'm not getting rid of my LA studio. So it's just sitting there with all my nail stuff. But you guys know how I feel about like home-based. I don't knock anybody who's a home-based tech. It's just personally not for me. You guys know I'm like really energy sensitive, and I'm just not gonna, I have 3 kids now. I'm not just gonna let anybody walk in my house. I'm just, I've never been like that. So, I personally cannot be a home-based nail technician. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I know this sounds real bougie and stuck up. I don't want to work for nobody. So I'm not gonna go into anybody else's salon and start working. And I enjoy being a stay-at-home mom. I never thought in a million years that I would like enjoy being at home all day with my kids. Cooking all these meals and meal prepping and making lunches and homeschooling. Like, never in a million years did I think that was for me, but it's working and I enjoy it, and I like being home, and I like my space, and I like not having to leave the house and not having to work. So this is just like, nails has officially become like a hobby to me, sadly. I still love it, but there's like deeper reasons as to why the passion just isn't there anymore. But I know one thing, I'm always gonna have my nails done. Like, yeah, so. But anyway, what was I saying about those e-files? Get you a good e-file from I wouldn't even say popular company, y'all, because you can go on Amazon and you can get a decent e-file. Now, it may not last that long. It may not last a super long time. I'm not even like, you can go on AliExpress and get a decent e-file. I was working with an AliExpress e-file for like a year, and I don't know where it is, but I do know that before I never needed to replace it. I just replaced it just to be bougie, but I never needed to replace it. Like, I just like a powerful e-file that can go fast. This is not even like kinda up at all. This can go like way faster than this. The e-file that you guys normally see me using is obviously from C-Tones. It's the table e-file. And like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't been on the website. Like, since I left the company, I have not been on the website. So I do not know how much the e-file costs. But like when I was there, it was like $300. And so it could still be around that price range. But that one is like very heavy duty. Definitely gonna last you a long time kind of deal. But it's heavy. Like, it's heavy. It's definitely a real old school table drill. I like the portable ones just because I just do. So this is a medium sanding band, and this is just the part where I just create a nice smooth surface, nice and prepped for gel, and then also like blending the cuticle area, making sure it's nice and flush and flat. You don't need a special bit for this part, but y'all know I got a bunch of special bits to blend and seal the cuticle area. But if you just stay away from the cuticle area and don't flood it, you could definitely just use your sanding band and make it nice and flush. Oh, did I tell you guys I got some duct tips? I got duct tips. Now, I haven't used duct tips since 2014. It's been a really long time since I used some duct tips. But I see they're back in style or whatever. So that's cool. I'm probably gonna do some duct tips for you guys in the near future. All right, so I am nice and shaped, and it's time for a gel top coat, and then I'll go in the end and clean this part up. You see that? I'll clean that part up at the end. But yeah, so we'll do a gel top coat. I'm putting my gel lamp on my lap because I do not have a nail desk here in my new house. So I'm on a table tray. Obviously, y'all can see my handy dandy, old reliable table tray, because I was like hell bent on not bringing all my nail stuff with me when I came. I know, which is stupid because I knew I was gonna sit here and do my nails, but you know, I did like the bare minimum. I don't hear that baby screaming no more, but if I know my baby, I know it's coming. This is just a non-wipe gel top coat. So like I told y'all, if it's from C-Tones, I probably like, it's probably just common sense it's from C-Tones. If it's not from C-Tones, I will let you guys know because some stuff is from Amazon. But yeah. At the end of the day, I still, like I said, I still made all these Cetones colors by hand. Nobody helped me make those colors. I made all the colors on my own, so I still stand by the product. I'm just not in the company anymore. Like, that's just how it goes. So like, if y'all see Cetones still on my page, it's because I'm still gonna be using Cetones. I'm not about to throw all this stuff away and then spend all this money using a whole bunch of other brands or going hard for another brand. At the end of the day, that's still family. Like, I ain't gonna deal with them no more. I'm not gonna deal with them anymore. Y'all know I don't deal with my family anymore, but I still do nails. At the end of the day, nobody at Cetones did nails but me. It was just me doing nails. But, you know, we were a whole company. So the company is still running. And, like, we never, though we went our separate ways, we didn't shut the company down because because we were having our differences. It wasn't fair to, like, the people who have supported us and who helped us become a bigger name. Like, it wouldn't be fair to be like, okay, well, you know, we don't deal with each other anymore, so we just shutting down the whole thing. Like, so we decided against shutting it down. I just made my departure, and it's still love or whatever, but I've like went a different way with my life. And I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was a weight on my shoulders and I don't have it anymore. And like, I've been super blessed to not have that weight anymore. So, I mean, Cetones is still up and running and kicking. And like I said, I made all these colors and I didn't take the products with me or anything. I left Cetones intact. So all these colors are still available on Cetones. And like I said, I made all the colors by myself. So I can't tell you guys like how the company's gonna go forward once certain colors are not there anymore or certain colors sell out. Like, you know, they'll probably be sold out or discontinued because I won't be there to remake the colors. So it is what it is, but it's no bad blood or anything like that. We just went our separate. I'm lying, but I'm trying to be really professional. we went our separate ways, y'all. So we started as like a small family company in my mom's kitchen, and then we branched out. We had a warehouse and all this other stuff. Everything was going all good, but you know, family is family, and they say you shouldn't do business with family. And then personal things and family stuff started happening, which is normal. But then it became to the point where like there was no more family and it was only business. And then I didn't want to live that way no more. So I decided to like just separate from all of it. But like I said, I've been blessed because of it. And I got my new baby and I got my kids with me. And like I said, I moved all the way like far, probably 8 hours from Cetones, but 6 hours from LA. So I moved on with my life, and my family has moved on with theirs. And like I said, Cetones is still intact, so you guys can still shop and all that good stuff. I'm just no longer affiliated with the company, but I'm gonna always back this product because, like I said, I made this product. It's still, you know, my brain power behind it. But it's all love and good vibes, and that's how it goes. But yeah. So my new baby is 5 months old today. Actually, she was born on Christmas Eve. I had a Christmas Eve baby. I had a home birth. It was a blessing. We didn't have any help. It was just me, my 2 kids, and dad here, and I was in my tub. Labor was about 4 hours long, which is way different than my other 2 kids. With Melody, I was in labor for 27 hours, and with Ocean, I was in labor for 27 hours. But with my new little girl, I was in labor for 4 hours. And we did everything at home. We cut the umbilical cord here. We weighed her. We had a baby scale. Yeah, she's left the house a couple of times. We went to the library.
You okay?
Dad just walked in. He looked so frustrated because I know that baby gave him a hard time. I asked you. I'm done now. You should have just waited. The baby gave Daddy a hard time.
Oh, she's crying. Oh,
All right, y'all. So I'm finished. I'm gonna go grab my baby. But my kids are doing super well. They have adjusted immensely. When I was in labor, I went in labor at like 4 a.m, like active labor. Woke me up out of my sleep 4 a.m. Well, almost 5, and the baby was here at 9 on the dot, and so the kids were already awake when the baby got here, and my water broke at 8:30, and the baby was here at 9, and I ended up yelling. I was in the bathroom, and I was yelling. I was like, my water broke, and I didn't expect nobody to come running, but everybody in the house came running. So my kids actually saw me push out their little sister. What? You want some credit? You want some more credit? Daddy was my doula. He brought me my ice and my water. He ran my water multiple times because I was... A doula is somebody who helps you have your baby. And Daddy was my doula. Tell him what a doula really is?
Tell him what I really am.
What you really are?
Yeah.
You want some more credit?
Tell him what I really am.
A doula. A midwife? You were my midwife.
I'm gonna say it.
No, because I don't know what you about to say.
Husband material.
Oh, God. Now we're not going to sit here and lie on this one. But, yeah, so whatever. Anyway, so my kids watched me deliver their baby sister, and we had an educational moment because they had no idea there was going to be a second birth going on. So they watched the placenta come out, and they were like, what is going on? My kids, I traumatized them, but that was kind of the point, because I was telling them the whole time, like, this hurts, this doesn't feel good, this is not going to be a beautiful process, this is going to be crazy, I'm going to be in a lot of pain. And then, I was a teen mom, so maybe I just scared my kids into not being teen parents, because they saw it.
You got a lot of likes.
I got a lot of likes.
Yep.
Yeah. On Lala's birthday, I put up a picture of her, and like 100 people told her happy birthday.
What? 100? Wow.
Okay, y'all. Anyway, I'm done. I'll tell you guys my birth story next time I get on live. I'll tell y'all like the whole thing start to finish, because it was wild, y'all. But yeah, so I'm all finished. I love you guys. I miss you guys so much. And you guys can... Oh, and Dad just said I need to go on live more often, because he want me out of his face, I guess. But anyway, you guys can drop your questions or whatever. If there are any questions that I didn't answer, I'll go back and I'll scroll and I'll find them and I'll answer them. And then if you're watching the replay, go ahead and ask questions and I'll go back and answer them. And like, I love you guys and all that good stuff. I miss you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And also, if you haven't already, can you share the live? That's all. But anyway, I love you guys. Oh, shout out to YouTube for those of you guys watching on YouTube. You guys are beasts. I love you guys too. I know it's been forever since I've been on YouTube. But yeah, I'll start going live more often, like I said. And then I'll also show you guys how I do my toes next time. So see you guys later. God bless.